a great win for us. It was not very pretty, and but it's sort of like the UAB game. It's sort of, only the scores were higher at UAB for both teams, but I knew that we were going to be challenged with a philosophy, and that philosophy was to bunch up and run and dead at you with an offense that had some big guys and some good runners, and we were going to have to do a lot of moving and getting in position on defense as far as adjusting to those things, and we did a pretty good job. We certainly weren't perfect as we went through the defensive strategy, but and I think they were 3 out of 17 on 3rd and 4th down. So, that's pretty good. In critical downs, that's a pretty good day. And I know I was sure tickled to see that last 4th down ball fall incomplete. And the defense set us up somewhere around midfield, or we got a punt. I stopped them when we got the ball back with about 3 minutes left in the half, and we took a 2-minute drive and got it down there in position and hit them with a little post route to the inside receiver, and got back even. I guess it was even. They in the course of the first half had missed some gadget play that we didn't cover the tight end, and very well designed one, I might add, but they overthrew it, which was our to our good. And but there was no question that they were in the game to the end, and we fought back and forth in the third quarter there. I finally got a go ball. Chip ran by that corner again, and I'm sure that corner thought he'd been trying to run deep with Chip for a while, and he probably thought he had it made when 18 rolled in there, and he ran by him too. But he's probably as fast as Chip, and dropped the touchdown pass. So, but the go ball was there, and we took advantage of it. And Chip made, I thought, a really fine catch and separated after the catch to the end zone, and got us up. We missed a 50-yard field goal, which, the only thing bad about that attempt was somebody was asleep on the sideline, and we had to call timeout to get it kicked from 49, and missed it a little bit. Our kicking game, neither kicking game produced any yards in the course of the game. That's a pretty weird situation. I think all punts were fair caught, and all kickoffs were either in the end zone or were not run out. Is that right? Which, is a little unique. But I think the 4th down stop of the drive with about 5 minutes to go in the game, maybe 4.5. 4:49, and our ability to take the ball on offense and burn that down, and which included them calling 2 timeouts and making a 1st down at the end there. And the only thing that tainted it was a little bit of sportsmanship problem on both sides, ours and them, there when they get into the victory play, and which our penalties were much, much better. Without that bonehead one at the end, we'd be at somewhere around 40 or 38, 37, and of course they were good too. I mean, I think they had a bonehead one at the end also that would have put them under 50 or whatever. But anyhow, we had 1 turnover. We got 1 turnover on the onside kick, which was a great call by Shane and the kicking team, Benji Parker and Shane Wasden. And we had it, and we, of course, have the capability to call it off after we line up if we don't have it. And it was there with no question. It was there. And Will made a great kick, man. I can't tell you how good that kick was. And, of course, Chip, I think I've coached Chip to know that you can't run that. It's just a possession deal, but he pranced on across there after catching it. And ball was dead, our ball, and of course we didn't score there, which is, what we had hoped to do. Did not get that done, but it takes a possession away from them, and which was good. And then, of course, the end of the game and being able to win the game going away with being able to burn the clock down was also awesome, in my opinion. Anybody got questions?
It's been like your offense has carried the way so far this season, but on Saturday your defense holds them to 7 points. Just as a coach, does it feel good knowing your defense was finally the guys that pulled it through? Well,
I've been telling y'all sort of it looked like maybe that we were better, we were a little deeper, and we're growing and, growing hopefully together on defense. And I know this. I mean, I can segue to tell you that this is the 2 games that we have won. I've never been in a more exciting locker room than those 2 games. So there's something being laid out there that makes these guys appreciate a win. Now, I think we're getting better, and the defense is starting to figure in, and I'm really happy about that. We need to make sure that we don't take a week off. We need to keep getting better, keep preparing, and I think our coaches have done a good job with the plans. But it's a week-to-week deal. You have to do it. You have to do it. 12 times regular season, and hopefully you bowl qualify and go somewhere to a bowl. And I am proud of the defensive output, and we still weren't anywhere close to perfect, but we had a lot of people playing hard and trying to make it happen. And we had to lock up man to man against a lot of that stuff, and of course, normally when you lock up man to man and there's a couple of good receivers like those 2 cats were, then you're going to get beat some, and we got beat some, but not enough to beat us as a team. So, we'll have to keep working on that, and maybe we won't have to play quite as much man coverage. So,
Coach, did anybody step up and play a little bit better than you anticipated, or somebody that hadn't stepped up?
I think I'm not sure I'm right on this, but I thought Marty Statham, a defensive end, played well. Brandon Bryan played a solid game. I thought Trowick, I don't know how many tackles he had, but he was around the ball a lot. And the guy's right out there talking right now to these other, Tony Davis he's always solid and does a good job. And, I think Upshaw's coming on. Kyle Lucas is our steady guy. Guy walked on from Hopeville. That's a mecca for program up there, isn't it, huh? Hopeville. And he not making fun of anybody because I'm from Gordo, but that guy Kyle is just a smart, cagey. He's strong. He's worked in the weight room, and he's doing some good things. That's a sprinkling of guys that I sort of remember. Y'all got anybody else that maybe stood out or had a big night? We certainly got a lot of room for improvement.
Will Scott was player of the week.
Yeah, Will Scott's player of the week in the league, special teams, and of course he does all 3 for us. And he kicked all of them in the end zone, I reckon, and on kickoffs, and he punted the ball well enough. And I don't really understand why 3 fair caught as many as he fair caught. I thought he had some chances to run back. Not sure about that. He may be, but we were concerned about him going in, and the kick he made on the onside was, you cannot draw it up any better. It was perfect, and that is not an easy task, believe me.
This team's 2-2, with 2 wins on the road and 2 losses at home. That's a little unusual for the Trojans.
Yeah.
Does that give you a little bit of confidence?
It's sort of backwards, isn't it?
Exactly. The road success this year.
Well, yeah. I don't know. it sort of depends on who you playing at home, And we played two pretty good teams at home, and really, two pretty good teams on the road. But I don't think is anything there as far as that goes. We've tried to make the two very similar as far as how we approach where we stay, what we do, and and that may be something that's helped us on the road because we had a road game, had two home games, and had a road game, and except for flying, they're all pretty much alike. And so I'm hoping that we can get to feeling good, get a good plan, and go to Mobile and have a good outing because I think we got to play good to be able to win.
A lot of excitement surrounding this game, especially on their end. So
Yeah.
Talk a little about I guess how this all is built up and this having this game played this weekend.
Well, obviously, again, I mentioned it out there. This has been a rivalry for Troy and South Alabama for a long time. And I have been involved with South Alabama as a baseball player against Eddie Stanky's teams at South Alabama, and we've hardly ever played we didn't fight. So, there's some energy that's going on between these two universities already, men's and women's sports. So, it's a natural thing for college football, Division I football to be special, especially in state. I'm sure they're excited about playing us, and we got to make sure we match their energy and play well.
Yeah, and they're going to be excited for this. Obviously, they get to play, Troy, who it's their first conference game, but Troy has been, one of the big dogs in the conference for years. So obviously, you would think that they got some extra motivation there. They
got plenty of motivation. Period. And that's part of it. You're right. And but if you red-blooded American, no matter where you're a South Alabama or a Troy football player, you ought to be excited about this weekend. And I think both teams will play hard.
Coach, you talked about being in the locker room for the 2 wins, and there's just something electric in the air, both road wins. Do you think that has something to do with it, with this team being on the road and them getting pumped up?
Well, I think we'd have had the same kind of locker room at either one of the home games had we won. I'm just saying that these guys have worked hard. They put a lot into this team, and it shows when they're able to win that they're excited about, what they've been able to accomplish. And, of course, anytime you coach a team, you got 70 players in the locker room, and somebody doesn't play maybe as much. There's always a little chance that there might be one guy or two or three that don't totally appreciate the experience because they didn't have much to do with it. But I haven't seen any of that, and I'm sure there is some. But I think this team likes each other, and they're working hard, and they have been worked hard in the off season, and they have been the beneficiary of a lot of energy and effort from support staff, coaching staff, and administration, and they have been the beneficiary of a lot of older players that wanted to make this season different from last season, so the leadership is good. I think it can be great if we can continue to have some success. But I'm really proud of where this team is, and heck, if we stank it up down in Mobile, we'll be back. We'll back down. We'll back up a little bit, But it's all about winning. It's all about momentum. I mean, stuff ain't a lot of fun if you don't win. When you get right down to it, it's called work. But hey, I do like his team, and we've had very few distractions, and that was requested of them and has been for the most part, has been really good by this football team. Now, there's a lot of things that we're starting to evaluate from a school standpoint, and who's doing what, who's going, who's behind, who's at risk. There's a lot of that kind of stuff that always comes up, and we got to deal with it and try to make sure we're nurturing these guys as far as what they got to do away from the field. And but for the most part, I think we got good people.
We can go back to what this possible series can become. They have a couple guys on their staff that are former Troy Trojans.
Right.
That a little bit. Would that kind of, does that add?
And
to the
there's
potential?
a guy that's a defensive coordinator here at Charles Henderson right now that was with them as a strength coach, Chuck Dunn, and of course, DeJuan Walker and Brian Turner, and the guys that played for me, and they and both of them worked for me and for us here at Troy, and both of them are accomplished football coaches, and both of them are very good recruiters, and I'm sure they'll coach hard and try to get their team ready. I hope they know we're going to try to do the same thing, and I think that no matter what happens, if we win or they win, I think the three of us will handle it with class either way.
Or just talk about how the defense has evolved. Obviously, on Saturday, defense played a big part in that game. Talk about how it's gotten better throughout the season.
The way we've gotten better is we fly to the ball. We capitalize on each other's mistakes. Like if one of us make a mistake, we got enough people running to the ball to to eliminate that mistake, and people don't mostly see it. Whenever you do see it, it's because we wasn't mentally prepared, or we just got out our game.
Of course, as the season progresses, you try to improve game in, game out. After 4 straight weeks, what clicked in that North Texas game for you guys?
What clicked was we was tired of being the weak link. We harpered on we need to be the team, the position to put ourselves in the position to win games, because if offense put up any points, we can win if we stop people from scoring. So we've been preaching shut out, try to eliminate points, try to keep everybody on the 20 or on the however many we need to win. And so we just been going out there motivated and ready to play.
Depth seems to be a key too, especially since you didn't get to play as much on Saturday. How important is the depth has been on the defense this year?
It's been very important. Been giving a lot of us breaks. A lot of us going in with fresh legs, and you can play to the best of your ability. You can perform a lot better, and you ain't got to worry about going out there and getting tired, and not worrying or like stressing that you ain't gonna finish a game, because you got somebody behind you that's ready to play and ready to be able to do what they have to do to win.
How excited are you for the game this weekend?
I'm very excited. It's another game. It's gonna be a great atmosphere. It's gonna be a great team, and I'm ready for the challenge. We ready for the challenge.
You think they're gonna be ready for the challenge?
They're gonna be ready for the challenge. It's gonna be like a Super Bowl to them. It's gonna be like a Super Bowl to us, and we're gonna go there and we're gonna be ready to play.
Be important to get that second conference win on the road.
It'll be huge. We are 2-0 on the road so far, so we want to keep it. We want to keep it undefeated on the road. We want to bring it back home, and we want to win another championship.
Corey was talking about controlling their own destiny, of course, from here on out. If you guys can go in this weekend, take care of business, what kind of role does that put you guys on as a team?
Anytime you win a conference game and you go up, it put a lot of stress on other teams. Even though we lost, a conference game so far, it ain't over yet. Having no team won this conference, nothing but deception of us and Arkansas State. Having nobody won it without being undefeated, and we still got a great chance to win it.
How difficult were the last 3 weeks for you, watching everybody play and you not?
Well, really, it was a lot difficult with me not being out there, but I felt like, they did a great job as far as, playing with a lot of heart and a lot of passion. And, I was really there in spirit. I felt good about, the way things were going, and everything went pretty good.
Contrast that to how good it felt getting out there Saturday night.
Oh, man, it felt great. Everybody welcomed me back, and that, that just added more fire to my flame in order to prove to them that, I'm still here and I'm still ready to put forth all the effort that I have to help the team.
Was it difficult getting back into the flow of things Saturday?
At first it was, but after I got the couple jitters out, I felt like the flow of the game started to get better.
Talk about going home.
Oh man, I believe it's going to be a great atmosphere. We're going to have a lot of fans come, and with me being close to home, I'm gonna have a lot of family and friends. So it's very exciting for me.
Have you ever been in the stadium as a fan, or?
Actually, I went to a lot of Senior Bowls there in the GMAC Bowl, but they changed to the GoDaddy.com, right? Yeah, I went to a lot of games, as a youngster.
South Alabama's first year in the Sun Belt, so just talk about playing them.
Well, I know they're gonna be, highly intense because it's their first Sun Belt Conference game, correct? And it's gonna be a great atmosphere. They're gonna have a crowd behind them, and we can't take them lightly. We had to go out and play full effort because they're a pretty good team statistically. So we just we have to go out there and put our best foot forward.
Was there any pressure on you personally, like Barry said, getting back into the flow of things last week, knowing that they have kind of been hitting on all cylinders?
Yeah, it was kind of, but I just try my best to clear my mind from all of that and just get back to the shape that I was in, and that's pretty much what I was trying to do while I was out.
You in good shape?
I wouldn't say the best shape in the world, but I'm in better shape.
What do you think this South Alabama Troy game can become? Of course, the school's been playing each other in other sports, but now football is starting up. Is this kind of a rivalry you think they can build up between those?
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a very big rival, such as UAB. We're just expanding the college football play in the state of Alabama, and I just feel like South Alabama, they're going to come out there and they're going to bring a crowd. I mean, everybody knows that, so I believe it'll be a big rival game.
And talent-wise, of course, you're from the area. That Mobile is filled with a lot of good football players.
Yeah.
So you think South Alabama over the years they're going to become just kind of like you guys, a Sun Belt team to watch for, make a good game every year?
It's possible. I really don't know how their recruiting techniques are, but they have a pretty good area down there, and I don't know how to turn out, but hopefully we get a lot of recruits.
Troy is a team that's had success in the Sun Belt. This is a team, they're playing their first Sun Belt conference game against you guys. It's kind of the old pro against the new guys. Do you think that's going to be a little extra level of excitement for them on their side to try to take you guys down?
If just put ourselves in their shoes, of course it'll be that way. But we just have to go out and play with a lot of intensity because I know they're going to be fired up because it's their first conference game at home. So we just have to go out there and put our best foot forward and just go hard.
Is it going to be good to get 2 in a row in conference play if you beat them?
Oh yeah,
2 wins?
it will. It'll be great.